Most cards have a single word subtitle, as it were. One of the traditional ones for the Nine of Swords is worry. But there's another one, shame. Shame. Nine of Swords, I'll just put this out there. The Nine of Swords is the darkest card in the tarot. Even if the pain that one is experiencing is all in their mind, it's still the darkest. Darker than the Ten of Swords. And when you see the Ten of Swords, you'll go, oh. But no, seriously. This one's worse. Here's a depiction of shame. You're being seen in a fundamental way. Right? Like, the difference between shame and guilt is you're made to you feel bad for something you've done. And in shame, you're made to feel bad for something you are. Right? So a sleepless person with 9 swords overhead. We all get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. Right. So, the most grim of definitions of this card are being terribly worried about something that doesn't come to pass. Now, the cards, that's the light definition, right? You're fretting, you're fretting, you're fretting, you're fretting. But it actually doesn't happen. It's all in your head and it all works out okay. And a lot of upbeat readers rush to that definition, and that's fine. That's totally fine, especially in a spread where uh, all the other cards are pretty positive, or it's very easy to see the better outcome, right, as you're going along. But and that is, like all in your head is certainly possible, right? On the other hand, you could have done something not so great, right? Like, this is the card of the person, the embezzler who's afraid of getting caught, the cheater who's afraid of getting caught, um, the the person hiding, I don't know, debt, or I mean, whatever is causing you a fair amount of stress, right? That's what this sleepless night is about. You are worried that you're going to get caught. And there is an even darker meaning for this card, actually. And I will carefully use language to follow the guidelines required of this place. And that is that there are almost no cards of actual ending, unaliving, ending of life, right? In tarot, with the exception of one. It's possible. If you are specifically reading about a situation, a condition, something like that, I I hesitate to say this, but it's there, just so you know in the back of your head, um, that it can mean loss. Loss in the most traditional, fundamental mourning style of definition of that word. Loss. Big loss. Okay? So that's there too. There's just no real nice spin for this card. Some cards are just grim. Now, again, backing up away from the cliff into the abyss. There's a very famous quote by Samuel Clemens that says, "I have survived 1,000 tears, most of them wholly in my mind." And so, your night terrors, the things that are keeping you awake, um, are likely not going to come to pass. And you are, hello, kitten, we have a baby. Um, and you are very, very likely to get away with it, as it were. or realize that it's really no big deal and it's going to be fine. So I want you to take that one to heart when it shows up, and pay close attention to the context of this because it isn't doom, okay? Like, the last thing I'm going to do is say, "Oh no, you're screwed," because all in all, this is entertainment, right? These are colored pasteboards. This is not your life. This is not the end of the world. I'm just saying that I have predicted very specific things in my life happening with this card showing up at a certain time, and it's true. I mean, it's been very, very consistent for me in my life, with regards to loss and or shame and or things like that. So that's my personal experience. Your experience can vary. Tarot speaks in very dramatic language. And so like the tower shows up and you think, "Oh my god, my entire life's going to collapse," and you just get a flat tire, right? So bear that in mind when looking at the 9 of swords. All is not absolutely lost, and sometimes bad revelations lead to better outcomes for all. Okay? All right. There you go, darlings. The 9 of swords. We've done it. We've gotten through it. Consider liking and subscribing because it's really only up from here, I promise. Even with the tens. So, right, here we are, and on to the pentacles. The 9 of pentacles is smashing. So, a little lightheartedness after the dark. Okay, till then.